What's up, guys? It's Chris. I know you guys really like these tier lists, so I thought I'd make one on my thoughts of the new patch and how it changed killer standings in the meta. It has only been out for a little while, so this tier list is subject to change, but for now, this is how I'm feeling about the current killers. Before we get into the video, I would really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe if you haven't already. We're getting super close to 1,000 subscribers, and we're going to be doing another giveaway, and it would mean a lot to me to hit 1,000. But with that out of the way, let's get to the tier list. This looks good. So, here is the killer tier list for this patch, in my opinion, so far, with all the changes and stuff. So, we're going to right away put Nurse. She's in her own tier, and now that she can completely ignore DS for the most part and everything, which she did before, it's just the killer should get nerfed for sure. I don't know what they have to do, but they should nerf this killer, absolutely. Blight's top of S still. He's insane, really good at using a lot of the perks. The new builds and everything are great on him, and his add-ons are still fucking insane. Yeah, he's top of S for sure. Blight. Third best killer, in my opinion, is the Artist. You didn't really need to tweak her build too much because they didn't touch Dead Man's Switch at all, and the perks just absolutely nuts on her. So having the slowdown on the gens being 10 seconds longer on top of having Thana and Gift of Pain is... This killer's slowdown is insane. You don't even need to be cracked with her to just dominate with the perks you can bring. Like, the thing with Artist is she can, like, deny looping, like you're saying, Unreal, like Nurse can. Like, completely ignore everything on the map. But she can also be chasing somebody and ignoring looping on somebody across the map from her. Like, it's insane. She's easily can deal with 2 chases at once. Next, we'll put Spirit is back in S tier now that Iron Will is not 100% of injured noises. I don't know why it ever was like that. But yeah, I don't know why Iron Will was ever a perk that made you quieter when you're injured than healthy. I don't know why in this game that was ever a thing. But now with the Iron Will changes, being able to actually use Strider, unless somebody has off the record, is huge for the Spirit. Yeah, this killer's definitely back in S tier for me. I still think Artist is stronger. But the Spirit does have fucking insane add-ons. So, and then top of A, we're putting Oni with all the new perks. This killer's insane. Only thing that kind of holds him back is a bad map. Not being able to get that first hit early on can really hurt him. But the killer's power and synergy with all the new perks is ridiculous. Really good add-ons on Oni too. I think we'll put Dredge next in A tier. His mobility, being able to use, just like the rest of the killers I've been kind of talking about, he can get great use of out of all the meta perks. Playing hit and run on him is really good, so Thana is great, especially with Gift of Pain. The gen kicking he has no problem with because his mobility is sick. Like, yeah, this killer's top of A also, kind of near Oni. Okay, let me see. I think, honestly, next in A tier, a lot of people might disagree with this. I think Plague is next in A tier with Thana and Dying Lights, Pentimento, that stuff. The amount of ways you can slow down the game, you're like forcing survivors to cleanse, or the gens will literally take 2 minutes. Like, actually. And her power is so insanely strong. There are maps that are bad for her, don't get me wrong. But still, even on those maps, you can make her power just carry you, and people have to cleanse or be in a game for 15 minutes. So yeah, some of the new builds on Plague are absolutely ridiculous. Definitely worth trying out. I'm also going to put Pyramid Head in A tier still, just because he does ignore stuff like off the record now with his cages. I'm telling you, his new builds are not ideal for him. The scored shooks aren't great for Pyramid Head with cages and executing them. His best build was Ruin Undying, and Ruin's terrible now. I wouldn't put Ruin in any of my builds, really, over anything else. So yeah, not a great patch for Pyramid Head, but ignoring the endurance and stuff is still a really good thing. Now, anyway, we're going to put Hag above Pyramid Head for sure. She doesn't need perks. Monster Shrine, make your choice, is sick on her now, which can really help. The new Monster Shrine, making it so people tick down 20% slower. It doesn't even need them in the basement, but if she gets them in the basement, it's a death sentence. Her add-ons are still pretty solid all around. Some really weird ones, but some nice add-ons. First, Pinhead. We're going to put Pinhead above Pyramid Head also. His box is ridiculous. Dead Man Switch is great on this killer too. And forcing people to either stay injured with Gift of Pain, Thana, that kind of thing. Plus his add-ons that can be disgusting. If you're running Engineer's Fang with Thana and Gift of Pain, I don't think you could lose, like on any map. I actually don't. Killer's actually nutty. The box is so much pressure. His chase power is really good. Yeah, I think that Pinhead's right there. And then we'll put Twins right under Pyramid Head. The perks weren't super insane for them, but in general, scored shit builds, and especially Gift of Pain on this killer is really good. Twins are already mainly playing for slugs and stuff like that, so keeping people injured is really good. And if they are healing, really slow gens. So, yeah, I'll put Twins in A. Their add-ons could use some love, I think, though. So top of B tier. B tier has a lot of big changes for me this patch. I think Slinger's definitely top of B. I almost thought about putting him at bottom of A, because save the best for last killers got such a huge boost off this patch. And especially with perks like Dissolution with him, his chase power could be absolutely disgusting. The only thing that's not great, he can't move around the map so much. But if you're running stuff like Thana and playing around, keeping people injured, I mean, you could play like a ranged Legion with this killer. You can get people injured pretty much whenever you want to. And there's not too much they can do about that as long as you can aim well. And being able to break pallets faster, recover faster off swings is just huge for this killer. I think Deathslinger got a lot of love for this patch. Next, I'm going to put Demo too. Pop being nerfed changed his build a lot, but having a mean portal setup with the new gen kicking build with like Overcharge, Call of Brine, Eruption, and Save the Best for Last with this killer is just insane. Like, you get so much info built in. You can just play around like 4 or 5 gens right at the start and just dominate with this killer. Save the Best for Last is amazing, and he's the best user of it in the game. So he's definitely also near top of B. I want to put Doctor around here. The thing about Doctor is his chase power isn't the craziest in the game. Like, I would almost say I prefer using demos a lot of the time, at least with Barb's Glasses and Black Heart. But you could do so many cool builds with this killer now, like anti-healing, slowdown, gen blocking, skill check build. Like, he has so many cool, unique builds that really only he can benefit the most from. I think he's really cool, and for me, that puts him right here in B tier. I really don't think he's the strongest killer out there, but he does have anti-loop and a lot of built-in info and really fun builds, so I'll put him right here. Nemi, B tier. The endurance stuff hurts him a bit. With his power, he already had to hit people 3 times. Now you'll see he'll be having to hit people 4 times. It'll hurt him a little bit. He could use Save the Best for Last as well, but I don't think it's an ideal perk on Nemi at all. And obviously he doesn't really benefit from brutal strength changes with his power. I don't know. I don't think Nemi benefited too much from this patch either, but it wasn't terrible for him either. This list is like so out of order. Kind of threw me off. Yeah, we'll put Huntress at the... we'll put Huntress above Twins. Huntress is still a sick killer. The corrupt changes hurt her a lot. Corrupt was a really, really good perk for Huntress. You can still play around a 3 or 4 gen with a gen kicking setup too on Huntress, and that's what she's really good at, is playing around like an area with somebody hooked in the middle of it. It was not terrible, but just nothing too game-changing that makes her better than any of these. So sadly, I think Huntress got dropped a little bit for me. We can also put Trickster. I'm going to put Trickster above Nemesis here. The reason is gens are just slower in general, 10 seconds longer. Even without extra slowdown, he can use Thana and stuff super. Like, he can get people injured and downed. Even good survivors whenever the fuck he wants to. The one thing that I think really bumped him up a little bit, though, is the fact that DS is so negligible now that he can just straight camp and tunnel and pretty much have no consequence to that. And it's really, really easy to chew through hell states on this killer. Getting people injured and downed is like playing Huntress on easy mode. It's not even close to the same skill level. So I would say Trickster's pretty nasty right now. Again, he kind of suffers from the same thing as Deathslinger with moving around the map pretty slow, but he doesn't have to move around the map if he doesn't want to. You can just camp a hook. Dude, okay, my bad here. I'm gonna put Legion above Demo. You can slow down the game so much with the new perks with this killer. You don't even have to be good. Like, there will be times I'll literally see my team against the Legion, or even if I'm playing Legion, they'll just give up because they're tired of doing a gen for 3 minutes, having to mend and then everything. No, I'll literally see people just give up. They just get bored playing against it. You don't even need to be great in chase either. You'll just get rid of all the stuff on the map eventually. Because the gens just take so long that it gives you so much time to get stuff out of the way. I think that he's near the top of B tier around here. Thana, Gift of Pain, gen kicking perks, everything is great on him. Them. We will put Bubba here. So, insta-downs are great. Getting rid of pallets fast is great. Nothing in his perk setup is amazing anymore. I think he did really good with Tinkerer Pop. That was like my favorite build to run, like Bamboozle, Pop, Tinkerer. So you can still run Bamboozle on him, right, easily. But Tinkerer got a pretty big nerf, and so did Pop. So you could try and also go for the same idea as Huntress and play Territorial with a gen kicking build. Brine, Overcharge, Eruption, and play around 3 or 4 gens and just camp that person and keep getting your free downs. But outside of that, your best asset is how good you can camp. And a lot of really good survivors can just play around that super easily. There's a lot of really good perks to counter that as well. So, he did get dropped a little bit here, I think. Okay, and then Billiam needs some love. Billy really does need some love. Just take away his overheat, man. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it there. Just remove Billy's overheat. Please. Make it so if he's outside of 16 meters of a hook, he doesn't have a overheat. Billy, alright? Like, come on, man. I will put Ghostface around here, too. He's not a bad killer at all. And, he can get people down pretty quick. The only thing is, no. We're gonna drop Ghostface down here. Your real strength is like at the start of the game as Ghostface. Like when people don't know who the killer is. And like snowballing off that a little bit. So lethal's really good on him. But you're not really running too many other aura reading perks with him. It's more slowdown or chase power. Yeah, I mean the gen kicking perks are great on everybody. Just a normal M1 killer with kind of an insta down in your kit. And really good stealth. I'll say he has really good stealth, but I guess a solid team. Nothing too crazy here. And then next in C tier, Freddy did get hurt by the changes a lot too, with Ruin Pop being nerfed. Those were definitely his best. And Tinkerer, Ruin Pop, Tinker. That's mainly why I thought Freddy was pretty solid last patch, is because he could play around those perks so well. But now that he doesn't really have those going for him, he loses a lot of strength. He's just not that strong of a killer. I haven't really played him too much, to be fair, since the new update. So I could be wrong on this. I might have to try some stuff out. You guys let me know. I would also put Wraith. I'll put Wraith above him. He can get people injured easier than Freddy. He can play around stuff like Monster Shrine, Make Your Choice. Floods of Rage combo pretty well with lethal. That build is really cool. So can the Onryo. I would say the Onryo is better than Wraith this patch for sure, because of the perk combos you can run on her. Stealth mobility killers like this, they're better than Ghostface right now. They have much more unique builds. They have more power in chase and everything, more pressure off the new monster shrine and stuff like that. I think they're better than they were last patch for me. And then we're gonna go to D tier. We got Trapper. The save the best for last changes were nice. A good Trapper is gonna make this killer work, but there's just, again, a good team is just gonna destroy you, and for that reason, we're also gonna move Hag down one. A good team is just gonna destroy you. They're gonna call out your traps, pop them or not, just avoid the areas. Get the gens done. Nothing crazy for Trapper this patch, unfortunately. Pig, same thing. I'll put her above Trapper though, because of those buffs. Pig did get some nice like buffs with her trap mechanics. So if somebody gets off their trap the first try, wait, it could be 3, 4, and 4. Yeah, so if somebody gets their trap off the first try when you put a trap on them, the other 3 people have a 3 search, 4 search, and 4 search minimum, or it could be 2, 4, and 5, which is kind of insane. Like with the add-ons, the gears add-ons, somebody is going to die at that point if somebody gets their head off first try. Somebody's dead. And you probably don't even have to pressure them. So I picked out some nice changes, but again, you have to get people down to even like use your power. Her ambush is not good. Very easy to play around. Sadly, the pig could also use a bit of love. Clown is also, I think, better than Trapper with the new Dissolution perk. Honestly, because it is pretty good on him. And being able to slow down the game a little bit with Thana and stuff like that. I mean, the killer does have chase power. I just think he's super boring and very simple and not interesting. I don't like the killer, so maybe I'm a little biased here. Maybe he's a little better than this even. But I put him here. And then Myers got to be the worst right now. I would put him, if you want to talk about Purple Tombstone Myers, I will put him here. Okay, if we're talking about including Purple Tombstone on Myers, I'll put him here because the add-on is so disgusting and unfair. It's gross. But other than that, I think he's probably the worst. Since we have been including add-ons, you know what? I'm going to say Myers is at least here. Okay, we'll put him here. Myers can go here because of Purple Tombstone. The add-on's not fair. It's unbalanced. It should probably be tweaked a little bit. Like, maybe you can only kill one person in the entire game with it. I think the add-on's kind of cringe, though. But, yeah, that's going to be my tier list for this patch. Again, Nurse is not just an S-tier killer. She is disgusting. I want you guys to think, if Blight, who cannot ignore walls like Nurse can't use Starstruck and Devour in his power, why can this killer, who can move faster than Blight with add-ons, and also go through walls and pallets and windows and ignore them completely, why can she use that in her power? I don't understand. This Nurse is on her own level. This killer. But yeah, that's going to be the tier list for me for now. Again, I want to say that this tier list is subject to change. It is pretty early on in the patch, but with what I've seen so far and the current standings of all the perks, I think this is a pretty fair tier list. But let me know what you guys think. Tell me if there's anything you thought I got wrong, if there's stuff that you agreed with. I'd love to hear from you guys. But other than that, I will catch you guys in the next one.